One Piece 1133. We left off last episode with a very sad event where Ginny got away from the Celestial Dragons with a baby in tow, and Kuma took her on as a daughter and has been raising her ever since.
So are they going to keep making me cry?
Probably. I'm Mike.
Tasha.
And we're Billion Beri, and if you can see in the background there, we've got a lot of, for those who are fans of the TCG and like watching us open stuff, we've got a lot of stuff back there ready to open. We're just waiting on this one over here to recover from a small procedure she had so that she can sit down in the chair long enough to actually do it. So look forward to all that, because we're going to be ripping into all that later. But for now, we're watching this, so let's do this.
It is to save his daughter. I think we were right on that one.
Yeah.
Of course, we could just be talking about save from the king.
Yeah. The disease, the king, Saturn. Could be a number
all the
of things.
Oh. Can't he just, like, blast the fire? Well, no, I guess that would blast everything.
Might be worth it, though, to, like, Ursa Shock, to, like, douse all the flames in one go.
Yeah.
Things are already destroyed, so...
True. Oh.
Jeez.
Uh-oh. Jeez, he's huge here.
Yeah.
And full of rage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we've tried this before. Boy, this guy knows just what to say, doesn't he?
Oh, jeez.
What are you putting me through, Adrian?
Oh, God.
What a throw.
Screw him.
Solo revolution. Wow.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Yep, they made him king.
Because you grew up really fast.
Yeah, you're saying 10th birthday, looking like you're 22.
Why are you so short?
How did this happen without her knowledge?
Yeah, that's true. How did, So she didn't eat a devil fruit, so... Did Ginny or the Celestial Dragon that parented them? Her? Yes.
Yeah, where did she get it?
Go web! Fly! Oh no. They're still freaking out. Connie. Connie.
軍艦の準備をしているとの情報もある。そのすべてを返り討ちにする。ボニー、折を見て。
It's Connie again.
Damn it, man! You're talking about my mother!
ボニー。
I like that Connie just kind of goes with the flow.
Yeah,
Just,
she's like, okay.
sure, I guess I'm your daughter.
お前やこの国のみんなを守るためだ。
Oh. So they're just not gonna tell us where she got the fruit?
Not yet.
よくも抜け抜けと帰ってきたな。
I'm surprised they don't just Buster call the place.
Yeah.
But I guess he wants
I mean,
it back.
he wants it back, yeah.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Well, there's where he got the Tyrant name.
Yep. This is looking more like Galaxy Impact, though.
Right? This is a big
Holy
one.
shit! That's some Gear 5 Bahrain. Yeah. Chopper's training
Yeah,
island.
Chopper's place.
ボニーの治療法を求め世界中をくまなく歩いた。
Mihawk.
Yeah. Wonder if he's gonna end up talking with Kuroha and here he
Yeah,
is.
really, that'd be a good place to go.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Oh, this looks like it might be it.
Oh, I think this is Vegapunk's first island.
Oh yeah, we're Frankie.
Yep.
10歳の誕生日を迎えることは
These are all the places he sent the Straw Hats.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, he.
That was every place he sent a Straw Hat.
Yeah, so he knew where to send them. Interesting.
Oh, poor Papa.
Don't give up. Oh.
Betty? Is that Betty?
Kind of looks like Betty. Yeah.
Long hair.
会わねえうちにお前は国王で暴君
A
で
king, a tyrant, and a pirate.
変わってよだろ。
私東軍の軍隊長をやりたいの。いい？
なぜ俺に聞くんだベティ。
Eh? Betty.
ドラゴンさんがクマの許可が出るまではジニー様の永久欠番だって。
口の悪い女が東軍を仕切るのか俺は構わない。ボニーのことでちょうど話したかった。海軍の科学者ドクター・ベガパンクを知ってるよな。ああ、まさか。
Might be a good time to go talk to him.
かもしれん。会ってみるといい。ありがとうドラゴン。正直もうダメかと。もしボニーの病気が治ったらまた一緒に戦いたい。
Oh.
運命の風の赴くままにだ。友よ。運命の風の赴くままに。
I feel like you're wasting a little time sailing around the world, though, when you could just bop
Right, you
yourself
could have
everywhere.
contacted them sooner.
ただいま。
Her shirt says live to eat.
いいじゃないか。もう手加減しました。
Right.
よし、それじゃあ本当に海に出るぞ。
Wrap her in a full body igloo suit.
お前の病気が治
He's
る
got her in a barrel.
チェックをしてくれるドクターがいるんだ。
Oh.
She's become Nezuko.
Yeah.
こんな人間がおるのか。俺も今。
Jeez.
なんという体育。筋肉を調
Now
べ
watch where you're slapping there, buddy.
科学の
Right?
発展のために。
In the name of science.
お父さん、私も見たい。うわー、すっげえ頭。キモ。
病気のことはその子か。クソ生意気な。いないじゃないか。
What a sassy brat.
おお、
I don't hate it though.
治る。まだ医療の現場には下ろしておらん技術を使う。
Aww.
お前さん、もしやバッカニア族か。おい、私
Yeah.
は政府側の人間じゃぞ。俺の血は人と何が違うんだ。詳し
Out
く
with it.
説明できるほどサンプルはないんじゃが、クローン兵の素体となる人材を探しておった。ボニーの莫大な手術費用はゼロでいい。
Okay.
俺の姿をした兵士が何人もいて、そいつは海兵になるのか。そういうことじゃな。ヒーローになるはずじゃ。未来からやってきた戦士たちは
Yeah.
So that's
about
why
that.
he can withstand so much damage.
妙な男だが、欲求に正直で信頼できると。偉そうに。もしいつか俺に似たクローン兵が誰かの人生を救ったら、俺が生まれた意味はあるのかもな。正直、ボニーが助かるなら、お前があくまでも構わなかった。
Yeah, he'll do anything.
助けてくれ。成人じゃな、お前は。
クローン兵とは兵器、兵器とは人を何人殺せるかがその価値。チャ
Yeah.
ンスを生かせん男だな、ベガパンク。私に考えがある。
俺はただの器用な平和主義者、パシフィスタだ。ペッペッペッペ、気に入った。未来の戦士たちをそう呼ぼう。
And that's how they got their name.
Yeah. Their very ironic name. Oh. So yeah, it's exactly what we thought. He basically made a deal with the devil to save Bonnie. But we did find out a little bit more, like his toughness is genetic, and that's why they wanted him specifically for pacifista research.
Yeah, I find it interesting because he got shot multiple times and they just bounced off even before he's a cyborg.
Yeah.
So
And
it's,
he's
yeah.
been through a whole bunch of things, and they've always commented on how tough he is. And
Yeah.
I've always kind of wondered about that. Like, I've seen the other giants, and they definitely are not bulletproof.
No.
They're very tough, but not like completely bulletproof or anything.
Yeah.
So,
Because I mean, it could have been like, I don't know, just the sound effects they decided to use in this episode, but it sounded like metal clanking on metal. So
that was
like
probably just a sound effect thing.
truly
right?
abs of steel.
He works out a lot.
I guess so.
But they didn't answer the big question. Where the heck did that devil fruit come from?
Yeah.
How'd it get there? Bonnie can't leave, so it must have been brought in.
Yeah. Makes me wonder, like, can devil fruits be passed down by parents?
I don't think so. I don't think
Is
we've
it
ever seen that.
is it like the X-Men where two mutants getting together can create another mutant?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but
Unless it was some weird, like, delayed onset devil fruit, and the devil fruit was fed to her when she was still a baby. Like they gave it to her as mush or something.
I can't imagine they would give a quote unquote worthless child in their
Yeah.
minds a devil fruit. Like that's a very valuable
Yeah, it
thing.
doesn't make sense to me either. I'm just trying to think of anything here.
So unless Ginny had the devil fruit,
Well, I mean,
but we've never seen her use anything.
yeah, it's been 10 plus years at this point. Like, I don't think it was something Ginny brought, or they would have found it a long time ago.
Yeah. So maybe
And
it'll
it'd
end
be
up.
rotten, you would think, unless they don't rot.
Yeah. So it might be like a Luffy situation where she just, I don't know, maybe it was like in the basement of the church or something and she was exploring one day and found it and just was like,
Or
"Ooh, what's
they
this? I'm going to
took
eat it."
her to the palace to take care of her. Well, yeah, maybe maybe they transported some of the stuff from town in and it came off a ship or something that they didn't realize
Yeah.
it was there.
Or they raided the castle storage
Yeah.
of food and brought some in and one of it happened to be the devil fruit and she ate it or something.
Yeah, that could be, maybe that's it. Like they grabbed food from the castle,
Yeah.
not realizing that it was a devil fruit.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because it came as a surprise to everybody. So
Yeah,
nobody
everyone
knew
was
she
like,
ate a
"What?"
devil fruit.
And the fact that just like what happened to Luffy, it just sort of kicked in and she didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, those they taste like garbage. So how did she eat something and not go bleh?
I mean, maybe she did. Maybe we'll find out in another episode. We see her find it or whatever, and she eats it, and she goes, "Ugh, I don't want that."
Yeah.
But by then, you've already taken your bite. You've got it now.
Yeah, it's like Luffy though. He was normal. You hold him up.
Yep.
He just stretches down like wah. Even he's surprised. So yeah,
Mhm.
that it does seem like she unknowingly ate it. It kicked in, and she didn't notice until she was in the mirror.
Yeah. Unless it can be passed on, but
I don't think so.
I don't think we've ever heard of
because
any
the way they've
instances of that
described
happen.
it is when you die, your devil fruit boop, sprouts up somewhere else in the world. Like that's how it seems to work. The devil fruit gets reincarnated immediately or something.
Yeah, but if it's passed on in some way, I mean, obviously we don't really know how the devil fruits work,
But
And
we've
the-
never seen it passed on to anybody else.
with the exception of Blackbeard taking Whitebeard's.
He
before-
literally took it out of Whitebeard though,
Yeah,
using devil fruit powers, I
but
believe.
how, I wonder? Like, once you've eaten the devil fruit, does it genetically change you? Is it
Well,
in your
it-
blood
yeah,
at
it
that point? Like,
Clearly genetically changes you, because we have seen Vegapunk replicate it with the green blood. So I think it does genetically change you, and that's how Vegapunk is able to replicate it.
so if it does genetically change you,
But
then
it's
two
not,
parents having a kid,
but
those
that's
genetics
not
could
how
pass
it
on.
works. Nobody else has ever had that.
I'm just saying, like, it's a possibility though.
I don't
Just
think
because
so.
we've never seen it doesn't mean it's never happened.
I think so, because it's a big wide world and we've never seen it. Come on now.
I mean, it's a big wide world, but we've been pretty narrowly scoped the whole time. So who knows? It's unlikely, but I leave it open as a possibility to be correct about until I'm shown otherwise. But I think more than likely it was like buried under the church, or
Yeah, they
they
must have
brought in storage
dug it
from
up
the
somewhere.
castle or something, and she just
Yeah.
happened to. She probably saw it and was like, "Ooh, this is interesting. Can I eat it?" And then
Food.
she ate it. You know.
Yeah, much like Luffy, if it's food, she's gonna eat it.
Yeah. Or if it looks like food, she's gonna eat
Yeah.
it.
If it even vaguely resembles food, it's going in her mouth.
Yeah. That cracked me up though when they're like, "Oh, Bonnie's right over there exercising." Wait, who's that woman? And why does she look like Ginny?
Yeah.
But, yeah, interesting that.
Looks just like Ginny.
Yeah.
Ginny had some strong genes for Bonnie to not resemble her dad at all, but I'm the recipient of the same situation. I look like my mom, well, actually my grandmother, and not at all like my father.
Sometimes, man. Sometimes there's just some dominant genes that are like, "Nope, get out of the way.
Yep, move it.
Mine."
So, yeah, she's a little Ginny clone.
Yeah. And this basically confirms it. Vegapunk, like we've talked about this a couple times, where we like and don't like Vegapunk, because Vegapunk is a genius. He means well, but he's a complete idiot when it comes to thinking about the repercussions of what he does.
Yep, he really doesn't care about what happens after he's done a thing. He just needs
Correct.
to do the thing.
Yeah, so he wants to make the pacifistas actually be pacifists, right?
Well, no, he said he wants to take out bad pirates. The ones that are terrorizing the sea.
Yeah, but he wants to save people. That's his ultimate goal, is to save people. Not necessarily kill pirates. They just happen to be the reason why somebody needs to be saved. But
Yeah.
his goal is to save people. But he doesn't realize he works for the Navy, and the Navy's going to use them however they want to use them.
Yeah.
And he has no concept of how, like, necessarily evil some of the people he works for are. So he's extremely brilliant, but incredibly naive at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's his
weird.
big problem.
You would think with all that knowledge he wouldn't be naive, and yet he is.
Yeah. So he's like, "I'm going to create an amazing power source." And that's going to be used to power the Mother Flame, which they're going to then use to destroy entire islands. But hey, that's not my problem. All I did was create the energy source. It's not my fault
the
that it's
energy
used
source
that
is
way.
going to be great for the world.
Yeah. Yeah. The world that won't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think Vegapunk is a representation of Oppenheimer, who created the atom bomb and immediately regretted it.
Yeah.
But you don't see a lot of regret in Vegapunk, though.
No, if he's always on to the next thing already.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to regret anything he does.
Yeah.
He's just far too enamored with what comes next to even care about what was.
Yeah.
But
So apparently stem cell research is the way to get rid of the silver scale disease.
yeah.
And
Little
he's gonna
gene therapy or something?
Yeah. And then he's gonna do it on the condition that Kuma basically enters into the Jango Fett era of becoming part of a clone army.
The source of the Clone Wars.
Yes. But now the question is, and I have a feeling it is tied to Saturn saying, I have an idea. How does Kuma then get roped into becoming the human
cyborg.
weapon?
Yeah, because, like, he may have talked about the cost of a cyborg, but that's all he was referring to was the cost.
Yeah.
He even spelled it out, like, no, I just meant that's what it would cost. But if I can just get your DNA sample, that makes up for that cost, and we're square.
Yeah.
So, yeah, how does Kuma go from just simply donating his blood to donating his body?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. So yeah, Saturn must show up and step in and be like,
That's
I
not a
have
good
bigger
enough payment.
plans.
We want you as well.
Uh-huh. Your clones, whatever, that's okay, I guess, but you need to be made into a cyborg.
Yeah.
For reasons. I have a feeling it's just to make him suffer.
I mean, yeah, probably. I started thinking too, and then I immediately recalled something that blew up my idea. I wonder if the Buccaneer blood, much like Lunarians have their own specialty, stuff, I thought maybe Buccaneers were like unnaturally durable. But then I recalled back to when his dad got shot in front of him and there was no clink, it was blood. So I guess not.
Yeah, that is interesting. They're not 100% bulletproof. And I mean, Kuma's always bleeding,
Yeah.
He takes damage all the time. So maybe it's just these idiots haven't hit a vital spot? I don't know.
That one scene confuses me because he looked like he was already a cyborg and just going ping, 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 ting, 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 ting,
Yeah.
Like no damage at all. So,
But we know he's not.
Yeah. So
They can't try to bait and switch us and be like, ooh, he was already made a cyborg and he didn't even know it. No.
yeah.
He was never in a situation to have that happen to him.
So I question Vegapunk's motives to a degree. Not that he's doing something nefarious, but on one hand he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. You've got Buccaneer blood? Dude, I'm with the Navy. I can't be working with you.
Right?
But if you give me your blood, I can make clones for the Navy and they'll all have Buccaneer blood. So that's fine though.
That's fine.
Like what? I don't understand why one thing is okay and the other one's not. I mean,
yeah, and it's like, if they are so opposed to Buccaneer blood and they want it extinct, why would you use him as a clone source? Because now
Yeah.
you've got all these clones of him,
mhm.
and they all have his DNA.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And if there is something special about the blood in some way that's beyond just like, historically, those with this bloodline were opposed to the world government and thus we hate you and we want you dead.
I guess they could have tried to make all the clones sterile.
I mean, I guess, but you're still spreading that blood around.
Yeah.
And if we find out in the world of One Piece, there is actually something special about the blood, We live in a world of devil fruits after all, so the blood itself can carry something special.
Maybe.
Like the Lunarians or whatever.
Yeah.
So, when we get to the finale if something in like Joy Boy activates in the world, like wakes up the special weapons or whatever, and maybe it activates the Buccaneer blood, maybe the pacifistas just stop listening to all commands and just like do what they were meant to do. I don't know.
See, I don't know, because the pacifistas are more machine than man.
Yeah, but if the blood can take over and override the machinery or something,
Maybe.
that's just all wild speculation, of course. No,
Yeah,
like no
really
basis in
wild.
anything. Just thinking out loud, like, oh man, wouldn't that be interesting if all of a sudden something like the drums of liberation reverberate through the world. It wakes up that old timey robot, but it also like boils the Buccaneer blood in the pacifistas, and they just completely override their programming and go along with whatever.
Maybe gain mental freedom and autonomy.
Or at least just rewrite themselves to do whatever whatever they're meant to do, whatever the Buccaneers' purpose was, Who knows? Again, just wild woo out there shower thought type stuff. But I don't know.
As for this episode, like, I have questions, like, why didn't you contact the Revolutionary Army sooner and ask them, like, hey, do you know anybody who might know of a cure? Why did you just start traveling all by yourself? And then, other than that, it's kind of like, well, necessary information, but definitely a mid-step episode.
It was really cool, though, to see that he didn't just randomly send the Straw Hats places. Like, he had visited all these different places.
Yes! Oh, thank you for reminding me.
And-
Like, I saw that and
yeah.
I was like, oh, literally every single place that the Straw Hats got sent, that's where he went on this journey. So yeah, he knew
Yep.
exactly what each place was, what it was about, who was there, and he knew who the Straw Hats were, apparently, well enough to send them each where they needed to go
Yeah.
to get stronger.
Yep. Pretty interesting. The final piece of that puzzle I'd love to see is, so like obviously we knew back when he sent them all on their vacations that he had sent them there deliberately because they all landed at places that seemed conveniently exactly where they needed to be.
Yeah, like, wow, this is very tailored to this person.
Yeah, we didn't really know how he knew of those places.
Yeah.
So now we know that. Now that we know he visited all these places searching for a cure for Bonnie. Now I'd like to know, how does he know the Straw Hats well enough to know which one of them should have gone where?
I know to some extent he can probably surmise some things just based on stories in the news about them, or knowing their history, like Zorro used to be pirate hunter and feared for that, and everyone knows he's a swordsman with 3 swords, so sword.
Yeah.
Go to Mihawk. But yeah, Nami is like, she's more known as Burglar Cat Nami.
Right.
But at the same time, if you know at all, like, oh, she's the navigator, then maybe you would send her to Weatheria. But Robin, like, I don't know why he would think about sending her to that bridge.
Yeah.
Because the Revolutionary Army wasn't there at first.
Yeah, that's true.
So why
He's
go
like,
to Prison Bridge?
I'm going to send you to a prison camp.
Yeah.
That'll help you train.
And then, obviously, the ship's doctor is Chopper. But people might not know that just based on his wanted poster. Everyone thinks he's the pet.
Yeah. So in the moment where he sends everybody off, he kind of shows up unexpectedly. So I wonder if we'll find at some point that he was keeping an eye on them.
I mean, thinking about it now, that actually seems pretty reasonable, that he might know a little bit more about them and have kept an eye on them a little bit, because Luffy is Dragon's son. And Dragon has kept an eye on, a very distant eye on Luffy. It's shown him reading about Luffy multiple times and being happy about his progress and stuff. And then he did show up in Logtown to save Luffy, so...
Yeah.
He's been kind of just silently watching Luffy.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be a stretch to think that maybe Kuma looked into them too.
And Kuma, knowing as much as he does about Nika, he may have been looking for somebody with any kind of traits whatsoever that could possibly match. I don't think he would have known that Luffy was like Nika, just not awakened yet or anything. But
Yeah, I don't see any way he could have known because everybody always underestimated Luffy.
but after Thriller Bark, he may have
That probably
he may
impressed
have
him.
really had piqued interest about the crew and Luffy in particular, and started watching them.
Yeah.
Started keeping an eye on
The
them.
fact that he was there says something. You know, the fact that he showed up to and then helped is like,
Yeah.
Kuma was up to something. Maybe he had been researching Straw Hats for some whatever reason, and he
Yeah.
actually learned a lot about them in the meantime, and then showed up to see who they were in person and what they were about. And it probably really impressed him that both Zoro and Sanji stood up for their captain and
Right.
said, "No, I'll take the pain."
And you know, now that I think about it, maybe he did have some kind of an idea about Luffy. Because the world government seemed to know that Nika's body naturally had the properties of rubber. And so if Kuma, knowing all that he does about Nika, he knows the Nika dance, he knows he's the warrior of liberation, he seems to know a lot of history about who Nika was. Perhaps he knew that Nika also had properties of rubber, and then here comes this rubber boy who everybody seems to be magnetically attracted to and wants to follow, and he brings joy to everyone around him, and he's like, could this be? Could this be the next Nika? I better keep an eye on them.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Questions.
Yeah, interesting thought. I hope one of the final pieces of this backstory is actually seeing Thriller Bark and like Shabandi or Shabodi, whatever it's called, through his perspective.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool to see it from like
I want to see the other
a
side.
different camera angle, right? Like,
yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I always like it when things come full circle. So
And
seeing it from his side of things and maybe the in-betweens of what happened there.
Yeah. I want to know what he said to Rayleigh.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
I mean, it was probably just something like, I'm here to help. Trust me, I'm a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a friend of Dragon. I'm part of the Revolutionary Army, blah, 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 blah. But if he said something else, like...
Yeah, what'd he say? What'd he say?
Yeah, I want to know. What do you say?
But don't tell me.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of an in-between, kind of a setup-y type episode, but...
Still managed to squeeze some tears out of me. Dang it. I was trying not to cry.
Yeah.
Ah,
The girl that lost her mother. That not a good moment.
it was so sad.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it for today. Can't really think of anything else really that really stuck out to me.
Nope. Brain is emptied. So make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed our conversation about everything, and smash the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our future videos.
That's right. And if you enjoy our content and want to support us, we have a nifty little graphic here with a couple different ways you could do it. We've got a merch shop where we're working on some new designs. And if you happen to shop at Amazon or you're into the TCG and you go to TCGPlayer or you buy stuff off eBay, we have a couple different affiliate links. If you're planning to make a purchase anyway and you want to help us out, click through the link first and then make your purchase. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but it gives us a little commission because we quote unquote sent you there.
Yes.
So that's a great way to help
us
out. If you saw our last week's episode, you know that my editing PC is currently dying. I have ordered a new one and I'm just waiting for it to arrive, but that was kind of an unexpected expense. So if you're feeling generous and you want to help us out, you can do it for free just by clicking through one of our links and making a purchase. So definitely thank you for that. We also have a Discord server where we hang out and we talk. If you're into the TCG again,
Come join us.
We let us know about product availability and stuff. It's good time, and we talk about video games, we talk about One Piece, we talk about all kinds of stuff. So come join us and have some fun.
Mm-hmm. We
All
want more Nakama in there.
That's right. And all the links are in the description. So thank you in advance. And with that, I'm Mike.
Tasha.
And we are Billion Beri. If you want to see more reactions, you can check them out here. And if you want to see our AMV called Hero with an Asterisk, you can check it out over there. See you next time.
Bye, guys.